Hello and welcome back to our vintage kitchen. Today we'll be looking at all the things that we have on our shelves. As you can see, we have a lot on the shelves, but we use pretty much everything that's on there. So even though it's all out and in the open, there doesn't really tend to be that much chance for it to get too dusty or dirty because we use everything. This is where we have some of our dried foods, and it's also where we keep our mugs and our plates. I like to have everything out on display so that I can see what we have, so that I don't forget what we have, and also just because I love everything so much. I like the colour, I like the different textures and the different shapes, and it brings me so much joy. So with this shelf, we're going to start here, which is where we have our plates and bowls, and hanging on hooks beneath are the kids' mugs, which we have low down so that they can reach them. Starting with this plate, which I found in my grandmother's attic, which has a handle on it, which I've not really seen before. I'm imagining that it's usually for display because of the hole in the top and the lovely cockerel on it. Again, another studio pottery piece, probably from Scotland, as it was my grandmother's. Then these yellow melamine plates, which match the yellow cups, all come from a 1950s picnic set, which we use for the kids. Then we have these absolute beauties, which I'm pretty sure are 1930s Art Deco. I found them in a charity shop, and we have a set of smaller ones and larger ones, and we use them most days. Then this lovely octopus, which my mum found, which looks like a hand-painted plate, with the kind of thing that you would find on holiday and then bring back home and display on your wall, but we used for eating off of. Then these more charity shop plates, I really like having mismatched plates, each one with different interest and different patterns on them. None of them are precious, but none of them go in the dishwasher. We wash everything by hand, otherwise the veneer does come off of them and you can really see. Then this plate is a really special one from our friend Rebecca. She made a series of designs, all with the blue plaques on them, and I bought this one from her a few years ago. Again, I love floral designs, and you can see, and I do tend to veer towards lighter coloured crockery when it's ceramics. But then I also love wood, like these two bowls. This apple one was Elwyn's, and this pear one is Griffin's, and they got one each in their stockings last Christmas, so they always know what to put their snacks in. Another wooden bowl, which is quite old and cracked, but I just really love it. Like this one, again, this one is chipped and old, but it's always the perfect size and the perfect depth for small meals or salads. It's what I eat my eggs off most days. And then this is a smaller one of two. I think it's French old ceramics. I really love the blue. This little olive dish is lovely. You put the olives in the top and then the little bones go in the smaller part. And this lovely little clay bowl, I think I bought in an Indian supermarket in Halifax. And this beautiful blue bowl, again with lots of chips on it, my mum brought back from Brazil when she was visiting her sister. These little shells I use for having little snacks in. Sometimes I put tiny little candles in them as well. They look really pretty on the table. This is a lovely little Moroccan bowl, often with salt or with olive oil in for dunking. Then these bowls, we have a set of 4, and the boys use them for eating their porridge in each morning. I love this little plate. It's made from earth from a nearby town in Mytholmroyd, just near us, and someone gave it to me for my birthday. Again, I absolutely love 1930s Art Deco pieces, and I found this in a charity shop for 50p because it was sat all on its own. And then these remaining ones with flowers on them, I found them on the canal. Somebody living on a narrowboat had let go of them, so I picked them up. So next we're going to move on to the mugs. We have a selection, and somebody asked me recently if they're just there for display or if we actually use them. We use everything on these shelves, absolutely everything. It is there to be used and loved. This is the treat tin, the grown-up treat tin, which is incredibly boring because all it includes is almonds and dark chocolate. This is a tin of tuna, which I've never been able to open just because the tin is so pretty. And then behind the tin, we have a little set of Mexican tequila shot cups. Oh yeah, and there's a couple of dried chicken wish bones, which we still haven't used to make a wish. So these I found in Pazcaró when I went to visit my mum a few years ago in Mexico when she was living there. They have little fishes on them and suns, and when I saw them they almost felt like something I would have painted, so I immediately bought them and brought them home. Then this wine stopper is amazing. This was my grandmother's, and as you can see it's also a type of puppet of a kissing couple, and then you just pop it in the bottle. This is my favourite little cup for drinking tea out of. Again, I would probably say possibly 1920s, 1930s. And then this blue one next to it is a lovely mug by Lorna Gilbert Ceramics. And the white one is an elephant that my mum gave me, which I drink my morning tea out of most mornings. I love the ears on it. And then that blue floral one, my mum has an extra special skill for choosing mugs, and she chose this one, which I quickly stole. Which one next? Okay, so this one is a beautiful clay one from Mexico. I try not to put anything in it that's going to taste too strong as it's slightly porous, but I love it so much, the texture on it. Then we've got the penguin, which belongs to Elwyn. He loves penguins. The other Lorna Gilbert there. Then right here at the back, these were made by a ceramicist in Scotland called Jo. Company's called Biscotto Ceramics, and she made these. And I think they bought them during lockdown. Again, really lovely coffee cups. They were even good for drinking wine out of sometimes. And then at the back, our friend Laura gave us these little espresso cups, which she found in Marrakesh when they went on holiday and brought back for us. We drank cava out of them on our civil partnership day. And then, yeah, that's a little tea strainer. That's kind of most of our mugs on there. Then this is an old box from some sardines that we ate in a restaurant, and I couldn't bring myself to let go of them. And it goes next to some of our food books that I really enjoy and like to have to hand. Like, for example, the Flavour Thesaurus is amazing and such an interesting book about what flavours go together. And then right here at the end, we have our kitchen notebook, which is full of recipes and notes from meals that we've made and who we were eating them with and what the weather was like that day and what they tasted like. So that's the third shelf up. And to the right, if you'll see, there's a pile of bowls, and to the left there's all the wooden ones that we use. I won't go through all of them, but most of them we use nearly every single day, and they get fresh flowers when and where I found them. These are amazing. They're from a gourd, a dried out gourd, to be made into bowls, and I only use them for dried things like crisps or nuts generally because they're quite porous. And then these two incredible clay plates my mum found in India and brought back. And I remember just having had Griffin and her serving me the hugest bowl of spaghetti in it. And I was breastfeeding and so tired, and it was just perfect. I have such lovely memories of them. I really love the bowl underneath it, which, as you can see, has a handle on it. Never quite understood why, but I enjoy that about it. So there we have it. That's the other bowl. The other shelf, sorry, and then the one above has lots of pickles and even more plates on it. I could do a whole other video, to be honest. Yeah, so when I look at it, I do realise how much stuff there is, but I kind of forget because we use it all and they all feel like friends. They all feel like they have their own specific purpose for what we're going to use each day. And then in the top we have jugs that we put flowers in, or for making cold teas and cold brews. And different pots and baking pots up there, or baskets for displaying different food. Some lovely plates that we don't use that often. And here's the other perspective, and our cat Nutmeg, who I don't think I've introduced you to yet, but she lives in our kitchen, generally on the table, asking for food, begging for something, and occasionally swiping at the kids. So I just want to say thank you for coming along and watching another video of our lovely kitchen, and I'll be sharing more very soon.